This is how Jonathan Clark went from indie ball in Montana to signing a professional contract with the White Sox. My name is John Antigua, former coach at Trail Athletics. Let's dive in. So when Jonathan Clark signed up early January 2024, there was a lot of things that actually caught my attention. So I had a really decent college career, just a high amount of walks, but then towards the 2022 season, as he transitioned to the Pioneer League, walk rates were still pretty high. And just my first starting competitions with him, it was always an issue with health. So I had a substantial amount of injuries throughout his career. He even got into a car accident, which restricted the body's ability to do things. So we're trying to navigate through those things. And once I looked at the assessment, I was able to find like super restricted upper half. Range of motion was really limited in regards to like upper traps, lats, peg, like the arm wasn't able to move really decently. And then you could definitely see that translate into the throw itself. Super high key elbow, out front foot strike. We're talking elbow almost above the head, which that kind of delayed that time where the arm going to layback. And by the time that arm actually got into layback and got out in front, elbow would get super pushy in front. That's where all the stress was going to. One particular region was like either back of the tricep, UCL, or even the forearm MSL, because I had to decelerate. Like the shoulder wasn't doing much work to actually decelerate and propagate forces into the throw. So watching his lower half, I was like, hey, dude, your lower half is incredible. Like he was able to run it up to 95, 96 already, but it was very inconsistent. Like 96 one day and then drop it down to 91, 92. And the inconsistencies came from just being healthy. Like the body's not having that output of like, hey, I have to get into the range of motions. It was always like pulling back. So it was like, all right, you're able to throw 96 with this big compensations and you're having constant injuries. We have to keep the lower half the way it is because it's super unique. It moves really well. It rotates on time. The block is really efficient. It gives a 98, 99 mile per hour lower half, but we need to fix the arm so you could be on the field consistently. We basically just tackle the arm from there on. It's like, hey, like we have to tackle range of motion limitations with, manual therapy, actually going to a doctor, making sure that, those areas were not so inhibited. And then from a corrective standpoint, just a lot of range of motion stuff, making sure the scaps actually flow into upper rotation, like actually get some retraction so that it could flow into the throw naturally and we're able to access that part of the body. And then from there, the mechanical things were just arm related as a whole. Like everything we did was really very constrained with the arm. So we started simple with our abbreviated arm throws. Let's teach the body where we want to be. And everything started really well. When he was here, we were able to actually get some scap retraction. There'll be times where he'd start here and go down and back up. So it took some time, a couple months for us to get that feeling of, hey, abbreviated, and then actually spiral from there. Big improvements with that within like a month or two. When we're trying to bridge the gap from being abbreviated to going from the glove and from the full stretch, there was a problem because he would be here good, he'd get good scap retraction, he'd go to the glove, arm high. So we did some drills where it was kind of bridging that gap with, hey, let's go half abbreviated, let's go glove tap, let's do some self-toss, figure eight, stuff that gave the arm some rhythm to get up there. It was kind of on and off, so it was like an everyday thing where we had success one day and then other days we weren't that good. Took a lot of nuance and like different cueing around to get things to where we're at this moment. So what we did actually that helped a lot was actually using a softball, so a heavier implement. With the thought process like, hey, if you're grabbing a basketball, because it's a heavy implement, you're not gonna go down in pronation and hike the elbow, it's gonna fall out your hand, right? You're gonna have to kind of cradle it. So kind of that cradle feel for him was big. And that was kind of towards the end of the season. We started feeling a lot healthier. Hey, we're gonna attack a full off season from now. Made some big improvements there. Velo consistently increased. Now he's able to throw with basically no pain consistently over and over. And that's when I brought to his attention, like, you might be a good candidate to throw in our pro day here. I think you have the arsenal, the potential, you have the velocity. You just need people to see you, right? Pioneer, you're not gonna get that much exposure. It wasn't something that was planned from the beginning. Some guys plan to come to pro day from day one. That wasn't planned with Clark. The plan with Clark was like, hey, get him healthy and get him to perform better. Because we saw how command was boosted. Like he was able to throw a pitch wherever he wanted once your arm was fixed. From there, he just came and housed that first time the week before pro day. And that's when we started diving into this arsenal stuff. We started tackling. Hey, we noticed that he has a big carry fastball, crazy VA at top of the zone because how low he gets with the lower half. I was like, dude, that's unique. We just have to like keep that 94, 95, touching 6, top of the zone heater. He has a upper 80 slider, which works really, really well. So we didn't touch that. His sweeper was like on and off. So we made some adjustments in regards to pressure on the fingers to get it to be more consistent horizontal. That was a big boost. And then he has kind of his get me over curveball that he's able to throw a 79, 80. The one thing that we did arsenal wise is like, hey, we wanted to add something that tells away. So the sinker will be sometimes just a straight runner, but we need something slower, especially to lefties, because everything was just like carry with cut, higher slider towards the glove side, sweeper towards the glove side, and the curveball, has some horizontal as well. So it's like, hey, like everything is starting from the right side going into the left. So it's gonna be easier for hitters to kind of adjust. It's like, hey, let's add a changeup. We saw his changeup. It wasn't bad. So like, hey man, like high slot super hitter, great opportunity to throw a kick change here. So we went with different grips. We went first two seam with a minimal spike. The minimal spike didn't do much, so we went a higher spike, and that actually set really well with them. The beginning was more of a feel thing, so you first throw a couple, the shape looked right, we look at the track around, hey, like sometimes getting some negative vert on it, so it's like, hey, this is the perfect pitch we need. Now we have that combo where we can have 3 pitches to lefties and 3 pitches to righties. The reason I like having that 3-pitch combo is like, he has a bigger arsenal, but he's going to be a reliever, so there's no need to have 5-6 pitches coming out of the pen and then just using them all just because. Now in season, we're still working with, how to use that arsenal, right? Better use of it, when to throw the slider more, when to use it less, when should we mix in the fastball and stuff like that. With all that being said, it all culminated well into Pro Day, where he had a great performance. Fastball was mid-90s consistently around the zone, which is very important. Sliders was sharp, 88 with good movement. Sweeper was nasty, and the kick change was phenomenal. One of the best performances out of Pro Day, and that landed him a contract with the White Sox, which is rare to see, going from the Pioneer to signing a professional contract and now being in affiliated baseball. Super impressive. But I do want to pinpoint something in regards to this whole process. This whole process took about a year and still ongoing, and the majority of things we worked with Clark before we got to the arsenal stuff, before we got to the usage thing, was basically worked on the arm itself. Every day, hey, how's the arm? Is it getting to where we need to be? Oh no, it's hiking. And it was like this constant back and forth of this feedback loop, and everything was though remote. Big kudos to Clark. If Clark would have given up on month 4 or month 1, it's like, yeah, man, my coach is only talking about the arm. Is there anything else that we should be talking about? And it's like, we actually just tackled the arm for a full year to get it to where it was so he could be healthy and throw consistently without pain. That is what got him that contract with the White Sox, having patience to let the process take time. Here, try to become and trying to get a quick fix within a month. Sometimes happens, but the majority of times is not the case. You have to be dedicated to trust the process, and this takes time. Clark did that. He took his chances, and that allowed him a job with the White Sox right now. If he would have given up at month 4, at month 5, and be like, screw this, like I don't want to work on my arm for this long, he probably wouldn't have a contract, and he'd probably be back in the Pioneer or somewhere else. With all that being said, if you're one of those athletes that is feeling overwhelmed, you feel like you're in your career and you don't know what you're doing, you're just picking stuff from YouTube, social media, I recommend reaching out to our guys here at Tread to get you with a coach that's going to help you and guide you to your career to make the best decision possible. Instead of you doing the wrong things, you're going to have a dedicated coach there that's going to be there for you, and that's going to prolong your career for as long as possible and play at the highest level possible. So click the link down below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.